editing a texture you've already got, things you've already got, and you're trying to improve them to get them in game. Because sometimes, for example, you see how I've got my lighting here at the moment. There's a dark section, there's a light section, and we just want to try and get rid of those without doing too much to the texture itself. So, I am the friendly neighbourhood Mimin, and I'm back with another video, and you found me here just thinking about all things face textures again. This is the Face Texture 101 series of videos. If you've already seen one already, we start off with the reference of a face texture. What makes a good reference, and how you set up to fail really if you haven't got a good reference. If you haven't got a good reference, you're going to struggle from start to finish. There's plenty of tools out there to get decent face textures, but I think without the reference, you are going to fail. This video is all going to be on improvements. So editing a reference you've already got, editing a texture you've already got, things you've already got, and you're trying to improve them to get them in game. Because sometimes, for example, you see how I've got my lighting here at the moment. There's a dark section, there's a light section, and we just want to try and get rid of those without doing too much to the texture itself. If you're new to the channel, I am the friendly neighbourhood Mimin. Why not give me a like and a subscribe? Hit a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the channel so far and how you found this video, and that's interesting to know for me. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers and YouTube partner program before the end of the year. So this is now 2023. Happy New Year. If you do like this content, you can find me on Twitter as well. You can also find me on Twitch. On Twitter, I do release a lot of my content there. So a lot of my textures, a lot of my logos, the core work that I do. But on Twitch, it's all about helping the community. So those who are in Discord, come along. We do the core review and workshop. We get marks out of 10 and how you can improve the wrestler that you've created. This whole channel though is really based on original content, custom content, as I do find a lot of the followers and people in the community are really interested in how they can improve their game. If there isn't a tutorial on this channel improving that, there will be one coming shortly. But if there is something you are looking for in particular, you can also give me a comment down below and let me know what it is you're struggling with. It could be championship belts I'm working on at the moment. It could be anything. I said it's all based on original content, and the PWA universe is where I release all of my content from. My own wrestlers that I've made up in my crazy head of mine and are all available on Twitter as well. So all the socials and all the links to anything else that I am on will be in the description below. But as I said, this one is all about improvements, and patience is key when you're creating a face texture. If you can get that into your head now, you will be a lot better in the long run. We've already looked at the reference. You should at this point already have a good reference. If not, go back to the other video and have a quick look at there. My personal way of getting a reference is mixing an old face texture from a previous game with the celebrity or wrestler that you want it to look like, or based on or inspired by, using the 3-minute texture method, which is also on the channel. Apps that I use to improve textures are called Remini. I would also link that in the description below. Without further ado, we'll skip into some slides and how we can go about things, and we'll go to the previous video and we're going to go straight through it again. Again, like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000. Thank you. Okay, so we're in the game, not the game. We're in my PC. I've got this open here, so this is the texture I'm going to show you how you can edit some stuff on in a moment. Just want to go through a few slides with you. So from the previous video, this was the reference that we used, and it was quite obvious that you don't want to be using this because of this area here. Shine everywhere. I'll just reset things. You've got shines here, bags, dark patches, just all sorts going on that would cause disaster in game, and it did. If you look at the previous thumbnail from the previous video, you'll see it just wasn't that great. So I looked for the Handsome Leo again. I opted for this texture reference. It is a little bit white forehead and around there, but you're going to get this quite a lot with most references, because at the end of the day, your references are coming from media usually. Unless it's Austin Theory, who loves a selfie. He was quite easy to try and find a decent reference for. But there's always going to be some sort of shine on the face, but this is a more even lighting across it. it wouldn't be, it proved not that difficult to take the exposure out and do a little bit of thing. The only issues that I did have on this one was around the eyes, around there, and then you've got this section on his nose here. So, but the point I want to get across, if you look at the thumbnail of this video, this was the same reference used for both, and you can see all I did was went back. Morphing's quite a good thing to look out for as well. The morphing's 10 times better on this one. That'll be in another video. But I just couldn't get to grips with the texture that I already had in game, and there's no harm in just starting over. You can start over, get rid of this guy, and then go back to it. And then I think the results have been 10 times better. Sometimes it's easier just to look for a different reference, but you can also just adjust the reference that you've already got. So that's what I did with this one. I went back and I just redid the texture with the reference that I already had. Now, you see this is the Leo that I've made. I've made it already, but I have actually gone about and put some scuffs on there, messed him up a little bit, give him a bit of a shiner. His Botox has gone wrong, and he looks like he's got a bit of a pimple on the end of his nose. So I do forgive you. Please forgive me, Leo. Not what I want you to look like, but we're going to give you a bit of a makeover. Now, I always start with a new layer because you can mess about with the opacity. You can delete it if you go wrong. Let's fix the easiest thing I think is going to be easy to fix here is the white on his nose here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to pick a colour near the nose. Okay? Colour picked. Yeah? I'm going to go on my layer above and I'm just going to use the paintbrush. Make sure, yeah, it's very quite down. I'm going to darken only on my blend one. Now, your editing software may be different, but I'm using GIMP. If you want to follow me like for like, GIMP is a free tool. It's like Photoshop Live. And I'm just going to go over the nose. Now we do. So we have a look on this layer now. You can see there's no pimple on his nose. Maybe a little bit darker than I wanted it to, but it'd be fine. You can mess about with the opacity and do it that way. I think I can get away with that. Maybe not that. That's a good start. Okay. Second thing I want to challenge is this part on his forehead here. Again, we're going to go back to the bottom texture. Get a colour close to the bit that we don't really like. Maybe this here will probably be best. Again, I'm going to use the airbrush this time. And I'm going to go back to my top layer. I'm not going to go full opacity. And I'm going to just largen it out a bit. I'm just going to stroke over the affected area. Again, if you was doing this to an in-life wrestler, probably wouldn't suggest this method. But again, we're not doing, we're just blending it into the forehead. And again, we can play about the opacity on the side. And again, I think we're doing okay at the moment. Not too bad. Now the final one is this line here. Now this I think is going to be the most difficult. Again, I want to pick a colour near to the affected texture. So this is the colour I want to go for. And I'm going to put it down. I want to lighten the area. I need that smaller. I just need to keep going into it until it seems to blend in. It's worth thinking though that it should be darker towards the end of the eye here. And you just think it's not going to be perfect, but we're not trying to make it be. Just want to get rid of the blemishes. I think that's much better. I've actually done it on the wrong layer. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I've done it on the wrong layer. but you can see the difference it makes, especially if you take that off. And I've not really done much. You do want to try and do as little as possible. Right, and that's basically all you need to do. So I'm happy with the texture. I'm just going to skip back to the main part of the video, and then we'll finish that off, okay? Now, as you can see in that video, there was quite a few tips you can take just improving a texture going forward. I really wouldn't advise doing too much to the actual texture and always use another layer. Otherwise, like I did in the video, I couldn't correct that, ever made a mistake. If you did like the video, if you found it informative, if you found it useful in any way, please give me a like and subscribe. As I said, we are pushing to 1,000 subscribers in 2023 and finally get over that YouTube partner program thingamajig. Thingamajig, what a word. And that's it on this video. So another face texture 101. There is more coming. The next one's going to be around lining up the textures and morphing, that sort of thing, and how you can actually use the in-game things to improve the texture once you've already got it in-game. We're probably going to use the Leo one as well, to be fair, and we'll go from there. Alright, so thanks very much again for tuning in. I am the friendly neighbourhood Moomin. Again, links to all socials, Twitch, Twitter, everything like that, all in the description below. And again, thank you for coming by. Bye now. I've got to say, here's the thing. Why do 2K have this bloody bright white eyes? It makes everybody look bog-eyed or unrealistic. And quick tip as well, when you are doing a face texture, take off the eyebrows and the eyelashes. Your texture's already got that sort of stuff.